Hello, my name is Maddie. This is also my 1 year anniversary of coming to Pawtucket Poetry. I started coming last January, and it's kind of nice to be here full circle and be performing at the anniversary. So I wrote this one called Pawtucket Peony. This one I wrote specifically for Lori in the space that she's created for artists like us. Flowers grow and flowers bloom. That's what I see when I enter this room. A seed planted in dark that grows into light, a light that shines brighter than the moon at night. See, when I first met you, I felt rather blue until you spoke words of encouragement to me as only you could do. You spoke to me of love and what it meant to you, told me my soul was beautiful, and gave me some of your truth. You created a space, one that stands tall and full of grace, a place for artists to connect, one where strangers become friends. You speak with love and light, the lamp you hold outshines the darkness at night. The tears here flow, and the words are true. Pawtucket Poetry is a home for the old and the new. You did this on your own, filled a room with so much passion, allowed people to speak about their hearts in any type of fashion. A community brought together here to celebrate you. Pawtucket Peony, we all love you. This next one I wrote kind of to myself. So I titled this one To Love Me. To love me is to know that 9 out of 10 times when you ask me what I want for dinner, the answer will always be pasta. To love me is to know that I will sob every time a sad tale appears on the television, and I will weep and empathize with the characters on screen. To love me is to know that when you tell me about something you like, I will always go out of my way to ensure you receive that gift at one point or another. To love me is to know that I always put others' feelings before my own, which usually results in my own feelings being hurt. To love me is to know that I never take my jewelry off. I'm afraid if I do, that something drastic will happen and I will have no control. To love me is to know that when I tell you I love you, that I mean it with every fiber in my being, with every breath that I take, and every word that I speak. So when you chose to stop loving me, I decided to start loving myself. When you chose to stop loving me, I ordered my own pasta for dinner. When you chose to stop loving me, I continued to cry at the same old television episode that I've seen a million times before. When you chose to stop loving me, I started buying my own gifts, the things that I liked most, but I never bought because I wanted to see you smile more than I saw myself do. When you chose to stop loving me, I began putting my own emotions before others. I practiced affirmations in the mirror every day to remind me that I matter too. When you chose to stop loving me, I took my jewelry off when I showered to show myself it's okay to not always have control over life and its ups and downs. When you chose to stop loving me, I decided to tell myself that I loved me. I love me for who I am, for how deeply I love, and for how deeply I care. I love me for the wacky things that I do, my mundane routines, and for the way that I choose to live my life. I love me for me, and I realized slowly that you will never be able to take that away from me. You were lucky to receive my love, to have experienced all that I am, and to say that you were able to love somebody that is just as spectacular as me. For mine is a love that is rare. It speaks beauty and love in the darkest days. It brings happiness and hope to those who are suffering. It brings sunshine and warmth on a cold and rainy day. My love is a treasure, and I plan to treat it like it is, one day at a time. This next one is inspired by my friends at Pawtucket Poetry, who encouraged me to get out there and start dating myself. I sat in a room surrounded by the most beautiful poets who spoke love and light into my heart and helped me begin the process of turning my pain into power, my knowledge into wisdom, and my darkness into light. Date yourself. It was a phrase I wasn't familiar with, but it sounded appealing to my torn and twisted soul. Date yourself. I woke up at 8 o'clock in the morning, grabbed a water bottle and a protein shake, threw a backpack in the trunk of my car and drove myself to the cliff walk, parked my car, and walked for miles. I admired the crashing waves that so much reminded me of how my brain had been sounding lately, and suddenly it was quiet. I stole a few flowers from somebody's garden and giggled as I ran away, sniffing them and running, hoping maybe I could get away. Date yourself. I washed my own hair in the shower, scrubbed the sweat and salt off my limbs, and picked out a nice dress, the one with the straps and then a pair of heels. I made a dinner reservation, just for one and not for two. I ordered a glass of wine and a salad, and god damn it, I ordered that entree for two. I sat in my own company, feeling rather red instead of blue. Love was starting to blossom, a love for me and not for you. I chatted with the waitress, an old woman with a set of baby blues. She told me I was beautiful, gave me the check, and spoke some truth. You have more courage than you believe, my dear. The pain will stop soon. I paid my tab and walked out smiling. I can't believe it's true. Date yourself and you will flourish. All the things you want, you can do. Washed my makeup off and climbed into bed, wrapped my journal in a pen, scribbled all these words down to compare the now and then. Date yourself. Take your power into your own hands. Fight the world and speak your truth. You only have one life, so ignite this fire and make it bright. The love inside you never died, you just didn't know how to fight. Fight for you and all your dreams. There is only you. So I started dating myself, and let me tell you, it's the best investment I ever made. To be me and love my company, a treasure well worth the wait. I titled this one Too Much. I just wrote this one a little more recently. Just kind of going through the waves of life and feeling, trying to find what love is, and why I feel like there's such a barrier, and feeling like myself particularly was the barrier, but that's not true. So maybe I am too much. Too much woman, too much heart, too much empathy, too many scars. Maybe the way I feel everyone's emotions is detrimental to my health. Maybe it's the way my heart captivates love and shreds at the sight of a child who is asking his mother for a hug. Maybe my thighs are too thick to fit in these scrubs, and maybe, just maybe, I won't be enough. Maybe the scars in my heart are too much to bear, and the wounds left by others are hard to pretend aren't there. Maybe my flaws are contradicting, the way I get mad and then blue. Maybe my hair is too thin, and it falls out over you. Maybe my eyes are too green, and my tears are too new. Maybe the lack of sleep I possess is on account of you. Maybe my words are painful when they hold too much truth. Maybe my nails are too short and I refuse to paint them too. Maybe my tattoos are random and it changes the view of who I am inside when people think that I'll be rude. But as I sit here and I stare at the woman looking back at me, I'm reminded of who she is inside, and she's a treasure worth the keep. The way I empathize with others makes me me and not you. My thighs are super thick, and if I wanted to, I could squish you. The scars on my heart tell a story that I loved harder than anyone who stood before me and judged. My eyes are green and not with envy, but filled with hope, and they shine like a gem in the night sky. My hair might be thin, but it's damn sure mighty. The strands that fall out are there to remind me. Remind me that I love with more than passion, a fire inside hotter than a bonfire. My lack of sleep isn't just because of you. A degree stands before me, and I will do my best to pursue. The words that I speak will always ring true. I have no reason to lie and withhold the truth. My nails are short because my work days are long. No color on them, and I don't care who looks on. My tattoos tell a story, one that some may never know, but they complete me and they make me feel stronger than anyone. I am more than enough because I am me and not you. I will always love myself. There's not a thing you can do. To be me is to be special and love my imperfections. It took a lot for me to become this woman, a woman who is full of pride. So stay true and be you, because it's all you can do, and at the end of the day, you will always have you. Am I good on time?
Is it 8:30 yet? Or
I have no idea. I don't know.
It's 8:20.
yes, 7 months.
Perfect.
How much? 7? Okay.
Okay, so a little background on this. I currently work in hospice. I worked at Miriam Hospital for a few years. I was there throughout the pandemic. I dealt with a lot of death and dying, and not in a peaceful manner. So I made the switch to work at hospice right on North Main Street, and I'm hoping that when I get my nursing degree, I will stay there and become a nurse. So I wrote this one specifically about my job and what it means to me to be working in hospice. And I titled it Love for Strangers. I give all my love to strangers. I spend my 12-hour days holding the hands of those I have never met before. I comb their hair, I brush their teeth, I hold their hands, and I listen to their stories. I look at their photographs and see them for who they once were, who they used to be. I sit by their bedside and I sing them soft tunes, and hold them near as they make this transition. I never knew that my heart could hold so much love for those that I had never met, but I step into this place every day, sharing my heart and my soul with each and every single being that I meet. The greatest gift is being able to give, to love and to hold, to nurture and to cherish. Life is just so precious. So when you can't be there to hold their hand, I will always be here. I will be here singing a tune, stroking their hair, and leading them on into the light. They will never be alone so long as they are in my care. I wrote this one for my best friend, and I had titled it Bella Blues. She's been a really, really big help for me over the last few years, and specifically this year. So here it goes. I never really had a friend who could feel my emotions as intensely as her. She notices the color change in my eyes and the way my shoulders begin to droop. She knows exactly what to do when the world's weight is deafening and I cannot see the light that is shining through. She's the kind of friend whose door is always open, even at 1 or maybe even 2. She picks the pieces of my heart up and glues them back together when a boy shatters it in 2. We don't hug much, but for some reason when we do, everything around me stands still, and for a moment my future just doesn't seem so blue. She can see what I see in this life, and we navigate through the bullshit and the drama. She is always able to break through. Her heart is stronger than most, and she doesn't have to prove her affection. If you've got it, then you've got it, and that's all she can do. No human being can match her aura, her energy, or her soul. She is a one-of-a-kind person, a woman with a heart that is full of gold. To call her my best friend would be a lie. She's my other half in human form. Let me grow with you forever, my sea of shining stars. I am proud of you and I love you. No one can ever tear us apart. And although we aren't affectionate, and this is what we call dumb, you will always hold a piece of me tucked away inside your heart. Keep on going, keep on fighting. This world might not be ready for you, but I see the woman that you are, and you will always speak your truth. To be you is all that matters. Never let that part of you go. For in this life and perhaps the next, I will always watch you grow. Sorry. I just have 2 more. I wrote this one in March for Women's History Month, and I wrote this one just about what it means to be a woman to me. So I titled it To Be a Woman. To be a woman is to put the needs of others before yourself. To be a woman is to stand strong and be the glue that holds everybody else's shit together. To be a woman is to always stay presentable, nice clothes and fancy things. To be a woman is to fight back your tears and never show them you're weak. To be a woman is to always remain focused, but not focused enough where you ignore others. No, no, no. Just enough to keep yourself afloat. To be a woman is to fight for your rights, but if you fight too hard, they'll call you a feminist, a bitch, and maybe even a whore. To be a woman is to bear children, but never give them your last name, for that would be too powerful in the eyes of men. But to me, being a woman is so much more than that. To be a woman is to open your heart and your soul to all who appear before you. To be a woman is to lead with love, to spread love and joy to others, and to become the most powerful and beautiful being to walk the earth. It means to be a doctor, a teacher, or a poet. To be a woman is to allow yourself to feel, be vulnerable, and continue to keep your heart open to love. To be a woman is to have the strength to walk through fire, to forge new paths and follow your dreams. To be a woman is a powerful gift, and my God, do I love to be a woman. Yeah. This is my last poem. it was just kind of about ending my year. So my 2024 started real shitty for me. I'll just put it like that. I don't have better words than that. But it ended on a much more positive note, and I am starting 2025 here with people that matter and in a community where we are accepted, and this is a beautiful thing to be here doing this. So I named this one Goodbye Old, Hello New. Today I bid farewell. I bid farewell to the year that began in heartbreak, and I bid farewell to the year that ended in growth. This year I got to meet a newer version of myself, and I didn't realize just how strong she was until she had to be. It wasn't until I was picking the pieces of my own heart up off the floor that I recognized the woman standing before me. She extended a hand. She stood so tall and full of grace. She whispered words of endearment and encouragement into my spirit until I was able to stand on my own. This year, I learned who my real friends were. They were the people who left flowers at my door. They were the people who opened the door at 4. They were the people who laid a warm blanket over me when I fell asleep on the couch. They were the people who made me a hot cup of coffee even at 3 a.m. because they knew it would comfort me. They were the people who listened to my poems, no matter how sad, dark, or twisted they just seemed to be. They were the people who cheered when my exam grades came back as passing. They were the people who glued the pieces of my heart back together, even when they were not the ones to break it. And this year I learned about me. I learned that what I loved most that night was a hot cup of tea mixed with some honey and tree. I learned that I liked red wine and that it seemed to soothe me. I learned that I liked to go to the beach when my thoughts got too loud, even if it was just me. I learned that I could write a poem, maybe even 1 or 2 or 3. And I learned that it's okay to cry when people aren't who they pretend to be. I learned that hard work will break you down if you're trying to get a degree, but the work is well worth it. You just have to wait and you'll see. I learned that my heart can hold more love than I ever thought would be. And I learned that the pieces of myself weren't just a shell of me. So I bid this year farewell, even if at times it wasn't good to me. 2025 will be my year, and I'm claiming it to be. And thank you, Lori and Craig, especially for having me. It means so much.
You're welcome.